Okay, guys, welcome back. We have almost come to the final topic of the day of this session. Tarindu?
Yes, Isur, as you said, we have come to the conclusion of our second day morning session, and the final session is how you're gonna fund your real estate investment. And to talk about this, we have Mr. Kishore Reddy, Managing Director, CEO, Platinum Realty Investments, who has many decades of experience in real estate industry. Over to you, Mr. Kishore.
Okay, thank you, Lanka Property Web, for inviting me for this web seminar or conference. I would share the knowledge I have and hope that would help all of you.
Thank you, Mr. Kishore, joining with us today. And today we're going to talk about this inward investment account relating to the real estate industry. And the first question I would like to ask from you is, what's the purpose of an inward investment account?
Okay, so Tarindu, what I would want to actually explain is when a foreigner is buying certain apartments in Colombo, which they are allowed to buy apartments in Colombo. So you need to bring your money in a secure way where at a later date, if you sell that apartment, you should be able to take it back as well. So
Yes.
what the government of Sri Lanka has done for this is to create a certain account where you could bring in all foreign investments through that account so that it could be accounted for very well, as well as when you want to take it back, you could take it back. And they called it inward investment account. So it's not only for buying properties and apartments, but also if you want to invest in the share market, or if you want to invest anything, or you want to start a company, buy some shares, and if you're a foreigner, you should always bring your money through this inward investment account. And this would help probably bring it in a very clean way. And when you need to take it, you could take it back also very easily.
Yes, understood. And I think this is the securities investment account they have reverted with the new name, that's inward investment account. So where the foreigners can invest in real estate properties as a capital investment. And the second
Earlier
question I would like to
Sierra initially, if you know that, first
Yes.
it was called Sierra account, then it was made into an SIA account, then it became an IIA.
Yes.
So they're just making it
Yes.
easy for foreigners to bring in money as well as take it out, so which is a good thing.
Correct. And the second question I would like to ask from you is who is eligible? Now you said foreigners are eligible. Are Sri Lankans who are living abroad, are they also eligible to open this kind of account and send their funds to it?
Yeah, so I think what they need to do is, if a foreigner who's living abroad and wants to invest the money in terms of dollars, anybody who wants to invest the money in terms of dollars, all they need to do is open an IIA account, and they should talk to the local bank that they're going to open the account with, and that bank will help them in getting this sorted out. Any private bank or Bank of Ceylon or the government banks, anybody would help them. So the main thing is to make sure that you get in touch with your bank, and if you're getting your money from abroad in dollars, you bring it through this particular channel. So anybody who wants to do it, bring the dollars into the country, I think this is the best way to do it.
Okay. Mr. Kishore, what kind of debits or basically, let's start with credit. So what kind of deposits that they can make into this account when I bring in their money to?
Yeah, correct. So it has to come through your account, whatever account you have in, let's say, another country or in another bank or whatever. You just need to come in from your own personal account. The funds need to come into your IIA account. Okay, so it can't come from somewhere else. So that's basic principle of having the IIA. So you can transfer your money wherever it is into an IIA of the bank in Sri Lanka and then invest it. So primarily it's your money that needs to
Yes,
come.
that's correct. With the source, if you have a correct source for your money, you can direct that through II account to Sri Lanka. That's yes. So,
Yes.
and my other question is, what kind of, what are the currencies allowed to deposit into this account? Is there restrictions on that?
At the time of opening the account, you could actually decide which currency you want to be opened in. Ideally, I think dollars. You could have IAAs even in rupees, in the sense that all the money you bring in your IAA can be converted into a rupee as
Yes.
well. Whether you want to
Okay.
keep it in pounds, dollars, I think the banks will guide you easily on all these things. But ideally, your IAA would be a dollar IAA account, which would then be invested in your, you could convert it into rupees and then it could go in from there.
Okay. So once we invested uh, in an apartment, let's say through IIA account, if I sell that apartment later on, what is the next procedure if I want to remit those money back to my country where I live in? So what's the procedure
So
would be like?
when you deposit that money back into your IIA, you just need to inform your bankers that this is from the proceeds that the money you have received is basically from the sale of this apartment, and I'm sure you'll have a document to prove that you have sold that apartment. And you take that money and deposit into your account, and once it goes into your account, and then you want to convert it into dollars, and then it goes back to wherever you want. You just need to instruct your bank. It's that easy.
Okay. Are there any other benefits like maybe tax benefits if I use a IIA account to direct my earnings in abroad?
No, there is nothing as in tax benefits or anything. It just makes the process easy by bringing in foreign currency and taking out foreign currency. So it's more
Okay.
for convenience and ease of operations.
Okay, that means no capital gain exemptions if I buy a property through IIA account and let I sell it. Uh,
Well, I think those
and
rules keep coming and changing. The idea, the initial purpose of it is this. So if the government decides that they would like to give certain benefits for IIA, which may come in at a later date, or right now, I don't see anything different. Maybe they could think of capital gains and other things. So it's better that you open through an IIA and come in, and keep looking at what are the facilities that is being given by the government.
okay, and
So as of now, I
are
don't
there any?
see anything fixed, or as of now, there is nothing that guarantees you certain benefits by tax
Yes,
benefits right now.
yes. So, are there any practical issues have you ever come across when directing funds through IIA account?
No, it's very easy. I don't see only thing I would say that somebody should be looking at is the source of funds. If the source of funds are
Okay,
good and clean and clear, I don't see any issue of IAS having any issues. IAA is a very simple account. It's not too complicated. Money comes from you to into your IAA and then it gets used. So it's very simple.
okay. If I'm a foreigner, so let's say I'm bringing my money through IIA account, what type of purchases I can make in real estate in Sri Lanka if I'm a foreigner?
As a foreigner, you're allowed to buy any condominium property. So if you can buy anything that comes under that has an approval of the condominium management authority as a condominium property, you can just buy it. So you can't buy land. Uh,
Hmm.
so that's out. So you can't buy land with a house on top of it as well, because you'll have the land rights. So it's very clear that anything that defines itself as a condominium property, it could be a vertical condominium property or it could be individual condominium houses that are spread out, but it needs to have the condominium approval. So once it's listed as a condominium, you're fine to go ahead with it.
Okay. if I'm a foreigner, then am I eligible to get any loans from this IIA account?
Uh, Loans, it's a completely different thing to
Okay.
IIA account. IIA account is just the way you bring in your money and you take out your money. Loan is something that you take from a bank. Okay, so that's nothing to
Okay.
do with your IIA, but you could just apply.
Okay.
I mean, if the property is good, you could just apply and get a loan. That's perfectly all right. I mean, there is no
Okay.
issues in you applying
Okay.
and getting a loan.
Yes. So is there any different if I'm a dual citizen, then when I'm using the IIA account
See what a
as
bank
opposed to, yeah.
looks at. What bank looks at is that if you're bringing your money through an IA account, you're okay. You're sending back your money with on your IA account, that's okay. You want to take a loan, the only thing they would look at is that whether how you are going to repay the loan. So that's what the banks would look at.
Yes.
If you are capable of repaying the loan, then they'll give you a loan. They might not give you a loan in terms of foreign currency right now due to certain restrictions. Let's say if somebody defaults and then you have given a foreign currency loan. However, when they sell it, they might only recover in rupees. So how are they going to settle the foreign currency loan? So that's the only operational issue banks have. So they usually tend to stay away from foreign currency loans, mortgaging a property. But I mean, you might as well take a local currency loan because the interest rates right now are so good. I think you might as well take a local currency loan in case if you're looking at buying an apartment.
Okay. When I'm remitting back, if I once I mean after the proceedings with my apartment, if I sell it to someone else, those money, uh, how can I take it out? Is it in rupee terms, or can I take in dollar terms, or whatever the currency I made it initially?
So yeah, so whatever currency you brought it in, you could take it out. So you would sell it, let's say in rupees. So the rupees goes into your account, and then they get converted into the currency of your choice, ideally into the currency that you actually brought in.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Kishore, for joining with us today, and we wish you well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and I wish Lanka Property Web and you all the best, and hope your promotion goes off very well. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kishore, for sharing your experience with us today. So it was very truthful 1.5 hours, I hope. And before we before we end this session, I would like to invite every one of you, if you have any questions, please direct them to us that we could reply to you back. And I would like to remind you of the today's evening session at 3 p.m. The topic is about how to build a house in Sri Lanka under the budget. The session will be conducted in single medium, and I hope you all will join us again with that session as well. And at this session, we will be talking about how to choosing the right land, staying with the budget, building a strong structure, financing your dream, and more. So hope to see you again at that session at 3 p.m. today. Goodbye to all of you.